Let's talk about Florence Scovel Shinn. She was born in 1871. She was an artist, an author, and a teacher. Florence, back then, became one of the most influential figures in the early New Thought movement. She was best known for her spiritual teachings and writings. And she's just one of my favorite authors of all times. Her writings emphasize the power of thoughts, words, and affirmations, of course, and how they shape one's life. You know, like so many like her, Florence believed that life was a spiritual game that could be won by understanding and applying divine laws, particularly the law of attraction. The law of attraction has been around for a long, long, long time. Florence, her teachings centered around the idea that words held immense power, and through affirmations that one could actually change their circumstances and heal their life. And I have found this to be absolutely true. And their relationships, while manifesting abundance and other things that you would like to have manifest in your life. The book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, literally became a classic in the metaphysical literature. And it just continues to inspire people, mostly to take control of their lives through the power of positive thinking. She's got her claws in me. Oof. And spiritual alignment. She was a pioneer in promoting self-empowerment and teaching people how to use principles, right, to create a more fulfilling and prosperous life. Florence had many wonderful stories. She wrote several books, and I would like to share a story with you, one of my favorite stories, with you right now. I like to go back to the basics, right? If I see that something in my life isn't working or it's not going the way I had hoped it would go, then I need to get back to the simple things, the basics in my life. So that's what this story is about. It's about a woman named Lily. Very simple story, but very powerful story. She had a cousin named Rose, and they were very close. Lily and Rose were close like sisters, except for Lily never liked her job, and Lily was the kind of person who would see everything like, her cup is half full, right? And it just seemed like everything came so easy for Rose. She had this great relationship, she had this great job, and it just seemed like whatever Rose had the touch of gold, the Midas touch. So everything she did always turned to gold. Well, so as Lily started to become more and more resentful towards Rose and just critical of everything, her boyfriend and her life and her job and everything that was happening, she, even her relationship with Jack, her fiance, was on the rocks. But every time she saw Rose's perfect life, it would just gnaw at her. It got to the point where she just became obsessed with how everything works out for Rose and nothing works out for her, right? I think we've all been Lily. I know I've been Lily at one, time or another in my life. But knowing, Florence Scovel Shinn's writings and being a student of Florence, she knew that she had to what? She had to take a look at herself, right? She had to focus on what it was in her that she needed to change. So she sat down one day and just started to reflect on her own life. And she realized that her jealousy towards Rose wasn't just hurting her cousin, it was eating her up inside and preventing her from focusing on her own blessings. But what she recalled from the Florence Scovel Shinn lesson that she once read was, what you condemn in others, you are actually condemning in yourself. So Lily understood that her envy wasn't just about Rose, it was her feelings, it was feelings of her own inadequacy. So I know that whenever I have an experience with my own children even, and things just, or someone at work and things just, things just go wrong, the first thing I want to do is immediately focus on how that person, did something wrong and how that hurt me. But but the truth is that, fear, we're only afraid of two things: that we're going to lose something that we're going to lose something we have, or that we're not going to get something that we need, right? So that fear can be, in the program, they say that fear ought to be classified as stealing, because it just causes more problems than anything. It can be fear of, not getting what you need. In Lily's case, it was just fear that everyone else around her is going to be happy and she was going to be miserable, right? That nothing was changing, that, things were getting worse. And then her fiance just breaks up with her. On top of all that, he breaks up with her. So as time went on, Lily's life began to change. So she found passion for her work, and in finding that passion, and how did Lily find passion in a job that she didn't like? Man, that's a big question. Sorry, I just have cat hairs all over my face. Lily, well, let's just take, my job as an example. I have a day job, right? I'm a massage therapist, which I love. I'm a PTA. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an EFT practitioner. I'm a few things that I love, but I have this day job that I have to do right now, and that is I'm a sales exec, right, for Barilla. I don't like it. I think to myself, what a waste of 40 hours. What a waste of 40 hours that I could be spending creating or doing something fun, or just, whatever I want to do, right? But I have to work this full-time job. So I started to find passion in my job. I started to look at the positives. I have no one working with me. I have no one micromanaging what I do during the day. I'm able to create in between jobs. I'm able to have the time that I need to do research or listen to podcasts or do the things that I love to do, right? So she found, passion in her work, and she even got a promotion. So more importantly, she was able to rebuild her relationship with Jack, because she had stopped complaining, she had stopped being negative, and she started to become more open and kind to people, right? And what happens when you become more open and kind to people? You start to attract positivity, right? We don't attract what we think. We don't attract what we talk about. We attract who we are. That's what we attract. We attract who we are. And if you find that, and this is even true even with your children, if you are finding that you are giving all this love to someone and they don't want it, it's not that you're attracting abandonment. It's that person doesn't need to be in your life. That person doesn't want to be in your life, and that person probably doesn't belong in your life. And you don't have to be angry about it or sad about it. You can just wish them love and light and hope that they find all the happiness and joy that they are ever looking for, that they could ever want. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're trusting in the process. You're trusting that whatever is happening right now, you don't have to like it, but if you accept it, you don't have to like it, but if you accept it for being exactly the way it's supposed to be right now, you're going to find peace in that. You're going to find serenity. So Jack came back. He apologized to her for his past actions, and he expressed his desire to return to the relationship. This is a true story, one of the stories in Florence Scovel Shinn's book. So Lily's journey taught her that the key to happiness wasn't found in trying to outdo others, but embracing her own path with loving gratitude and understanding that everyone has their unique journey to follow. It's pretty much what I was saying, that thoughts and words are very powerful, and they are very important. And I'm not always all that good about my words when I'm texting, because I'm not. But the point is that when someone loves you, or they want to love you or know you, or they belong in your life, they're going to try to see that the love you have in your heart that you are trying to give them. And if they don't want that, I don't know where I'm coming from with that, but if they don't want that, you can't force it on them. You can't make them do anything that they don't want to do. You don't have control over what other people do. You only have control over what you do, right? And I tell people, and I can barely do that. So perhaps you can't, perhaps you have no control over your first thought, but you definitely have control over your second thought. So the more and more you focus on what is good in the situation, the more and more you accept things and people as being exactly the way they're supposed to be, the more you focus on what you want rather than you don't want, the more you are going to attract that which you desire and less of what you don't desire. That is the spiritual work, my friends. I'm an EFT practitioner, and when people ask me about the spiritual work, what is the spiritual work? That is the spiritual work. The spiritual work is standing guard at the door of our thoughts. You know, we must stand steadfast at the door of our thoughts and not allow negativity to seep in, because it just doesn't help you. And, you know, it doesn't help you. So anyway, that's my little story, and I wanted to share that with you about Florence, and I hope you like it. If you do like this kind of stuff, I know I do readings. I've been doing some political readings. I'm getting a lot of downloads politically, but I wanted to get back to law of attraction. I wanted to get back to some positive things and maybe take a little break from the heaviness that we are all walking through at this time. But again, you don't have to like it, but if you just accept it as being the way it's supposed to be, just for now, you're going to find some peace in that. And then you can focus. What that does is it gives you serenity. It gives you space. It gives you the room for your creating, for your loving, for your joy, for your happiness, for the thoughts and the things that you want to create in your life. And that's what that does. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And remember to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.